Come on, let's do it.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be one of those places that I haven't been to in a long time. I'm looking forward to seeing how she survived the last few hurricane seasons.
Amen to that. They're still out here.
Well, water in here looks pretty good, actually. Better than I've ever seen it in a long time. So
Yeah.
hoping for the best here. Well, I'm fishing with an old friend. I'm fishing with Captain Rhett Morris. Rhett has not only been a colleague of mine at Captains for Clean Water since the very beginning, but Rhett is one of those captains in the Charlotte Harbor area that everybody knows can catch fish. It doesn't matter if you're chasing tarpon on the beach or tarpon in the harbor, or if you're chasing backcountry snook, or if you're looking for redfish schools. He is absolutely the man to get the job done. Well, today we're fishing with longtime friend Captain Rhett Morris, and we're down in your stomping grounds here, the infamous Charlotte Harbor, even though it has been pretty beat up lately. Hurricanes have gotten you.
Yeah, the hurricane seasons that we've had between Ian in 22 and then Helene caused the highest storm surge event ever recorded here in 100 years, and it was broken 14 days later by Milton. So
you guys can't catch a break.
Yeah, it's been a little hairy around here lately, but there's still fish in the water and we're gonna catch them.
Yeah, and I see plenty of, just mangroves that have been busted up and dropped in the water, and we were seeing all the dock pieces there in the marina at Burnt Store. But a beautiful fishery nonetheless, and just in the first few minutes here throwing topwater, we've already had a bunch of fish just come up and smack the plugs. There he is, right there.
Attaboy, nice trout.
Boy, he just came. I mean,
that's a nice trout.
That is a big trout.
That's a beautiful trout.
Oh, that's a big one. Ooh-wee.
Hook came right out.
Comes right out because I have no barbs on it. I don't use barbs. That is a big trout. He just stopped the plug.
Did he?
Completely stopped the plug. And that's a rubber net, so it's between mashing the barbs down and the rubber net. That is a serious trout there, man.
A tankomatic trout.
Man.
I don't remember the last time we pulled one up quite like that.
I'm gonna bet he's probably a good 23 inches long, maybe longer.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I'm gonna get a picture with you real quick on
right.
that one. He's just too good not to want to get a picture. Golly, what a beautiful fish.
That is a gorgeous trout. Woo! And healthy. We like that. Give me one of those.
Man. Well, both Rhett and I are pro staffers for Mirrolure. We fish Mirrolures a ton. He paints them, he changes hooks on them, he rubs them with sandpaper. He does his magic to make them different than everybody else's Mirrolure. We catch fish on Mirrolures. My dad caught fish on Mirrolures, and my grandfather caught fish on Mirrolures. They just catch fish, period. Seems like that bar has been like a magnet for these big schools of mullet that we just see showering out here. I know that here in Southwest Florida, that'll bring some fish.
Snook on.
There you go.
There's literally
speak of the devil.
3 casts with catch 5.
Yeah, that's just such a good bait.
Yeah.
Ain't like you got a thing stuck on it. This is a big trout.
Yes. There's another trout the same size under it.
I see him.
See it?
He's just underneath him. I'd try to catch him, but I don't want you to lose this guy.
Look at that,
wow.
man.
Look, plug come right out.
That's why we like barbless hooks.
Man, look at the size of that trout.
That is a fine trout, bro. A little bit further cast,
size of that fish.
And 3 casts later, after changing, same color even.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's a beautiful fish.
I mean, just thick. Well, I'm telling you what, I'm not disappointed when you're catching trout this size.
That's a fact, man.
I mean, when you mistaken them for snook when they strike a plug, wow. That is unbelievable. What a beautiful fish.
Hiding right in the middle of the mullet.
With Rhett having, you know, the knowledge that he has of the area, the local knowledge, he knew about where in those little hooks in the bar and breaks in the bar that those fish would probably post up. And the only way we would mess it up is if we just pushed too hard, because it's not about spooking the fish that we're making that 120-foot cast to. It's about spooking the fish that are right there near the boat and having them carry them into those fish and blowing them all out. There he is. That's a good one. Better one. I don't know, he's fighting like one, isn't he? It's a big red, it's a bigger red. Taking drag. Whoa.
Oh, come on.
That plug came out.
Nice. Ate that Mirrolure.
I mean, crushed it. I'll
what
tell
I
you
like.
what, these suspending twitch baits, they really are. I'm having a good time. This has been a good morning.
Yeah, man.
Absolute beautiful morning.
And they're making us work for it too, but we're
You
still
can
getting
throw
it
some
done.
hard baits and catch some big trout, a couple of snook and some reds. Doesn't get much better than that. That's a great morning, especially post-hurricane.
Yeah.
The unique features of the bar that we happened to be fishing was there were places where you could throw up on the saddle of the bar and it was only a foot deep, or you could throw out down the length of the bar where there's a gut and it could be 5-6 feet deep. I felt like I was making more contact with fish that were deeper, and I felt like Rhett was making more contact with fish that were up on the edge of the saddle. Oh, we got a trout.
Could be another nice trout.
It's another nice trout.
You know what I did? I just took that hook off and put the flash hook on.
Did you?
First cast with the flash hook. And I just threw there 3 times and couldn't catch a fish.
That looks like
Whether it really works or not, it just makes you feel good.
makes you feel, well, I'm telling you, that's another quality one. Is it?
I think it's acting like a trout. If that's a snook, that's a mighty soft snook. Yeah, it's trout.
Look at that. Good Lord, look at the size of these trout here.
Weird. Dude, we love that, man. That is sick.
Just a chunk.
I mean, when you can't even come close to putting your fingers around the body.
I know, and your fish are gold. Oh. Whoa!
Oops.
They're like a bar of soap.
They are like a bar.
They're like a bar of soap.
You know, I think bigger trout show up this time of year because the waters are starting to cool off just a little bit, and it always draws bigger trout action.
And I find some of the best trout are on these outside bars because they're making that transition to go on the inside. So these big long bars, we have the same type of setup at home, and they do the same thing, except for our bars are more lime rock and yours are just sand.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I definitely think that each year you're gonna catch, if you wanna catch your biggest trout of the year, you're going spring transition to summer and summer transition into winter.
Yep.
That's late spring, early fall.
Yep, it works. Oh yeah, that one dog bumped it.
Yeah, buddy. Oh boy.
Man, I bet I didn't make 4 casts with this color.
Yeah, that was sweet, man.
I don't want to lose him. Oh, he was a net full.
Yes.
Those should be all mashed down too. That's a nice one. Nice fish.
Atta boy. The Mirrolure, baby.
They produce.
And just change colors.
That's it.
Same similar profile, but that color change did it. And you know, to look at that in this water, I wouldn't say it wouldn't work, but it wouldn't be my first choice. And because that chartreuse has been working so well all morning, and literally, that tells you,
that tannin water.
That's-
It's the action. It's
got
the
it.
action and the flash. All right, we'll put this one back in. My braid rod to drag. We're just going through the whole Mirrolure product lineup
We
today,
are.
dude.
We
Yeah,
are.
some decent red, nice redfish.
You want to net it? Net's a little folded. There you go, you got it. I got your rod.
Growing up, I've always known Rhett Morris as being the guy that you have to beat to win a tournament in Charlotte Harbor. But as time went on, he turned into more of the advocate for saving Charlotte Harbor. He has got all his clientele invested in it with him. He's an amazing individual. I mean, once you meet him, you know that it's just not about the fishing. He's tenacious in every facet of his life. We are wearing them out. Like I said, I'm going through the whole Mirrolure box.
Yeah.
Colors, sizes.
Fish
There we
on.
go.
They're laying underneath those mullet on the edge.
Yeah. It's the reason why this place is maybe the best fishery on the west coast of Florida. Even as storm battered as you guys have been, I mean, this is still, as far as a fishing destination, it's got to be the best place. I mean, I live in a really good fishery, and I'll be honest with you, you catch way more fish here.
Really?
You do catch more fish here. You can be in so many different places here in Charlotte Harbor. It's such a huge zone and still catch a lot of fish. Nice fish. Nice
Thank you,
fish.
sir.
That one there is getting bigger.
Just a little.
Yeah, getting more mid-slot now. So many people lock into throwing only soft baits all the time, 100%. And you get to a pressured fishery somewhere, those fish see that all the time. They don't
Yeah.
see hard baits nearly as much. And just the drawing power of the hard baits with the flash and the
Yep.
rattle and just the erratic move of them. When you're fishing big mullet groups like this, I don't think you can do any better than throwing a Mirrolure.
I agree.
Oh.
Attaboy. Oh, it's a shark trying to eat it. There's a shark on it. A shark just ate it. What the?
That was a big redfish too.
Yes, it was a beautiful redfish.
Big redfish.
You know, sadly, the last 2 years, see, that happens way more often than it ever has before.
Now, I'm gonna try another color. I don't know if I'm gonna throw something with a little bit of gold in it. I think I'll throw something with a little bit of gold or gold chartreuse. I think that's my next move. Let me see what I want to tie on.
What is that?
It's a good one. I don't want that beast. It's a big snook. It's a big snook. Oh, it's a big red.
Nice red.
It's a big red. I don't even know my fish. Big red. Wow. He got that one. Yeah, there you go. That easy. Man, you gotta love that. Nice fish.
Yeah,
Wow.
We like that.
I mean, just incredible.
Mirrolure for the win again.
That one there is top of the slot.
Yeah, it's nice fish.
That's a good fish. One bait change, just one color change, and I went from silver to gold.
That's the color.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite color for this water, other than the chartreuse.
Man,
Beautiful fish.
that is a gorgeous fish.
The Charlotte Harbor fishery is a special place in my opinion because we have two river systems coming in the north end and another river system down south that sort of ties into the bottom end of the fishery. You've got a very vibrant estuary, you know, the river's hitting salt water, and where it creates that brackish melting pot of biodiversity. Up until the last 10 years, it's been pretty undeveloped. So there's a lot of fish and not as many people. And even though that tide is turning, it's still a great place to fish. Redfish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's literally about 4-pound test line.
Yeah,
But it does such a good job. It makes no noise.
I just saw 4 snook way over 30 inches push out right here.
I had like I had almost a slot snook that was in front of me that raced right up to the plug and never touched it.
This is the most big ones I've actually looked at in the water around here. They're here. Got it. Nice.
Nice fish.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Let's get another one.
We are catching the fire out of it now. There are a lot of reasons why anglers like myself enjoy using plugs. Now, hard baits for me have always been in my tackle bag because back in the day, that was the best bait to use. The soft baits weren't as great as they are now. But that being said, I'm telling you right now, if you're willing to throw a hard bait, you're throwing something that most of the anglers aren't. Most of the anglers out there fishing are throwing one-dimensional baits. They're just throwing a paddle tail out there, or they might be throwing a jerk shad, but they're only working it in 2 different ways. If you've got a hard bait, there's so many different ways that you can weight it, change it, work it. It gives you a big advantage. And the fish, they just don't see it that much anymore.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Oh, man, that's a thumb burner. That one scorched me. It feels like a digging redfish. Good Lord. You won't even be able to take a fingerprint on me soon. You're not getting that left thumbprint, I promise you that. Why are you acting crazy?
Nice job, CA. Attaboy.
Incredible. Yeah, I don't know if you can have a better day than what you and I've had today. Between the big trout, the numbers that we've had on snook, and a couple of nice redfish, this one being just another one that's right there around 25, 26.
Yeah, man.
Hard to beat a day like this, especially plug fishing. It's like the old days.
Yes, man, I'm all about that.
Yeah, when we used to fish out here and that's all we used were Mirrolures. You never thought about using soft baits, and now everyone uses soft baits, and for those of us that are willing to throw the hard baits, we get rewarded.
Love that.
Good day of fishing. Really good day of fishing. We'll let that one go and head back to the marina, I guess.
Sounds good, CA.
Looks like I'm gonna get home early today.
I like it.
Woo!
Dude.
Yes!
I like that. Little shallow hand dip. Yeah, we're not doing the deep long
shark
hand
feeding?
wash. There's
Yeah.
that's why we're doing the quick release, because we just had that thing was at least 5 feet.
Oh yeah, that was about a 5 or 6 foot bull shark.
Yeah.
He came in there and cut one of our reds in half.
Yeah, and that's something to think about these days, folks. There's more sharks around in these waters. When you're releasing fish, by all means, do it right, but maybe don't hang around with your hands in the water quite that long.
All right, fishing with Captain Rhett today. We used a bunch of different Mirrodines. Most of them were in the 27 MR size that you see right here. We did alter the hooks to lighter weight hooks to give them that lighter look in the water. They would hang higher. And in fact, you saw Rhett even did it one better. He would remove the front hook and just use the back hook on his presentations. I just like them set up this way. He was using a 7.5 foot. This is a medium action. This is the Aquafin series from Fitzgerald. It's a good looking rod and it fishes well. I mated that up for him with a 2500 series. This is the Daiwa Ballistic, does a fantastic job in salt water. The real star is the fact that we are trying the new Diamond. This is the Diamond Apex Micro Braid. This is just 10 pounds, but it fishes like 6-pound diameter line. It allows for a super long cast. In fact, Rhett mentioned it several times. He could not believe how far we could reach out with this setup. At the business end, I've got the 27MR. This happens to be one of my favorite colors, the pinfish color, which is in the skin series, but we have 5 feet a leader, 4 feet of 15-pound diamond presentation fluoro with an additional foot of 25-pound fluorocarbon just for bite tippet. This setup here works extremely well no matter where you're fishing, on the Gulf Coast, Texas, along the Carolina coast. It's a good setup for this style of fishing. I think if you put a program together, a setup like this together with the Mirrolure 27MR, you're gonna have a lot of success, especially with speckled trout, redfish, and snook. Big thanks goes out to Captain Rhett Morris. He delivered, and he delivered quickly. Typically when we go on shoots, we're out there from can to can't. We got there a little bit late this morning, and Rhett finished it up pretty quick. It didn't take but a couple of hours, and we had more fish than we could ever use. So big thanks for him, and thank you, Captains for Clean Water, for making Charlotte Harbor like the old days, clean and fishable.